What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you guys with a marker watch today. If you was to ask me, V, how would you describe Phantom Rage? I'll give you only one example. Go to any beach and just look at the water and watch it recede. And that's basically what's happening to the price points. They're all going down in value. And then watch the water just come back and splash. That's what's going to happen in a week or two for a lot of value of a lot of cards in the market that might not even be Phantom Rage. Because next week we're getting maximum gold. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please make sure to hit the like button, comment down below, and hit the subscribe button. Listen, I think Phantom Rage is a great set. I think there's a lot of great cards in here. I mean, PKs get a card. Obviously, Master of Beast is going to help a lot of decks out, specifically Zodiac, as well as cards like Zeus, as well as Tri-Brigade. There's going to be variants of that running around. And of course, Prank Kids get a Link 1, which puts them back on the map from obscurity. And a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players playing a lot of competitive Yu-Gi-Oh decks have to now turn and learn how to play against, well, let's see, the different variances of Zodiac. They're gonna have to learn how to play PKs because they're totally different now. They're gonna have to learn, and not only to learn to play against, but to learn what they do, play against Prank Kids. Paisanos, it's a lot happening in this set, and today's day one release of Phantom Rage, and the value is tanking in a lot of these cards. Well, why is that? Very simple. Every person who's been watching core sets that have solid rares knows that if core sets come out, solid rares come out, they're expensive. If you buy a lot of core sets, you can get a good amount of solid rares, you can sell them and make a good amount of money. Not even just looking at the other secret rares in the set or anything else in here. If extra points, by the way, on that set that you're looking to buy, if it has stuff that fits in deck cores. Well, looking at this set, we can tell Zodiac gets a deck core card, Prank Kids get a deck core card, different variations of Zodiac get a deck core cards, by the way. PKs get a crazy card. This set also has something called Mutants that's coming out that nobody knew about. People were just buying. And what happened is, when Phantom Rage, is out, which is today, everyone pretty much is now dumping the set. They're trying to make the most amount of money from the set. Like I said before, and I'll say it again, Paisanos, you want to make the most amount of money out of any set, you really want to have that gray check mark. I'll show you guys that in a second, because that lets you pre-sell cards. If you could pre-sell cards, you make the most amount of money because you're selling into the hype. Day one release, like what it is today, these are the day one release prices. And the most expensive card in Phantom Rage is Zeus, being roughly around $54 to $55. That's the most expensive card. No, that's not too bad, $55 card. I mean, you also got Alpha the Master of Beast, another $52 card, but that's nowhere near as good as other cards like, well, let's say Nadir Servant coming out of Rise of the Duelist. Nadir Servant out of Rise of the Duelist with a $16 market price is still roughly around $75. That's higher than its current market price. By the way, this isn't even the most expensive card out of Rise of the Duelist. Looking into Rise of the Duelist, looking at the other cards in there, you got Triple Tactics Talents, which is around $94, Forbidden Droplet, which is roughly around $81, and then you got a bunch of other great cards. Well, why is Phantom Rage low in value? Well, the answer is very simple. Everyone's buying into this set, buying sealed Phantom Rage boxes. Then they're trying to open source sell as fast as possible to make the maximum amount of value. Hey, if we get another Rise of the Duelist, you're gonna make crazy value. If you don't get Rise of the Duelist, no big deal. You also have the lottery known as Starlight Rares. So there's also a benefiting factor to buying core sets. There's almost never a time that we're gonna neg on a core set as far as going in and buying as much sealed product as possible. The issue with that is everyone knows this now. And when everyone knows something, well, it doesn't make it easy to sell, is it? Because if not a lot of people bought Phantom Rage, these prices would be astronomically higher than what they currently are. But being the fact that we know core set equals Starlight Rares equal money, everyone is going in and buying. And this is why the prices are so low. So your probably number one question would be, V, when do I go in and buy Phantom Rage? When do I go in and buy these cards? To be honest with you, you can wait. Hey, you can buy it right now. I mean, Alpha Master Beast for $52, that's a pretty good price to buy the card. Or you can wait a couple of days. Wait till Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I always like the following Wednesday after release, because I personally find that's when the prices are at their lowest, and that's what I think is going to happen here. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are also getting ready for Maximum Crisis as well, so the amount of value this set can have might not be as big as previous Solid Rare sets, or any core set that has Solid Rares in it, due to the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh players are saving their money for cards in Maximum Crisis. See what's happening there? Not that this set's a bad set. I think this is a phenomenal set, and definitely going to be a game-changing set for the meta. But when you got another crazy reprint set around the corner, well, Yu-Gi-Oh players' dollars can only stretch so thin, and they can only be focused on certain markets at a time. Well, that's opportunity, Paisanos. If everyone's not buying into something, there's always an opportunity for that. You know, I think that's huge. I mean, think about land back in like the olden days. Land used to be like $5 a mile, whatever. I don't really know about land in the olden days, but it used to be really cheap. You could buy it for nothing, turn around, sell it for a lot right now. We're looking at Phantom Rage and Yu-Gi-Oh! It's kind of what's happening with the market. The market is being stretched so thin that people are just not buying certain cards. So the market is becoming competitive with itself, listing cards for a low value. And when the market finally readjusts itself, and by the way, the market always readjusts itself. It always does. It's never failed. It's going to do it again. When the market readjusts itself, then we're going to see the values increase for certain cards. And we might see that increase happen with Phantom Rage. Even though everyone's buying into it, there's still a chance for value to increase in it. And I think it's very important to note. What is it? Well, that's really anyone's educated guess. I mean, I think Alpha and Master Beast is definitely a card that's going to be a really solid pick. Divine Arsenal Ace Zeus, obviously another great pick. Fan Knights Torn Scales is going to make Fan Knights from, well, tier 1.5 if you're being really generous, to a more steady version of that tier. And there's a lot of things in here. I mean, Tri-Brigade is huge. And Mutants, well, Mutants are a deck core that just looks really nice. They're not played. Not at all. Not even kinda. Listen, I think maybe one day that we could be able to play. That's not today, though. What I'm trying to say, Paisanos, is even though the market is about to be stretched, because it's not done being stretched yet, when Maximum Crisis is coming out next week, it's going to get stretched even more. We're going to see a lot of values diminish for a lot of cards that are technically higher than what they higher in the market than what they currently are going for right now. And looking at once again, Phantom Rage, the values are tanking. I mean, look at all these Starlet Rares. They're definitely going way lower than the initial pre-sale price. This is why I always emphasize, if you're going to buy a lot of a set, you better be ready to open source sell it as fast as possible. If you have that little gray check mark, it's even better for you. So we'll click on a random card. Let's click on Azu Sky Thunder, because the card looks amazing, by the way. You can look over here. The orange marks are those who are Gold Star sellers, and the check marks are, for the most part, made for stores. So I'm not sure if it's coming up. It's not coming up as much. Wait, hold on a second. Can I? There it goes. Certified hobby shops. Certified hobby shops that are in good standings and have a certain criteria met can pre-sell these cards. So they're going to be able to sell cards, well, at a higher price point. I'm just saying, if you can magically get one of those certified hobby shop little stampy thingies, obviously you might have to be a hobby shop, you know, or work something out with your hobby shop, talk with them. That's gonna go a long distance in having you sell cards, because then you're gonna be able to sell early at pre-sale prices. Once again, go back to my previous market watch and when I talked about these cards and their pre-sale prices, which are astronomically different from what they're looking at right now. So once again, if you're looking to go ahead and buy into Phantom Rage, I would recommend waiting, because people are going to be dumping this set onto the market. No one's going to be trying to be competitive with this market. Everyone's going to be trying to rush to get their payday on this market so they can turn around and get ready for maximum gold. So I would just wait. I wouldn't rush into this right now. I think by next Wednesday is probably the best time, because everyone's getting ready for maximum gold. So you could go in and like a ninja, take everything you want. That's basically what I'm doing with this set. Looking at Starlet Rares in general, they're all kind of going down in value. All except certain ones, specifically certain ones that are extra deck ones. They're kind of stabilizing, like in the case of Appaloosa Bow, the Goddess, which is holding its $800 market price. You got IP Masquerena, which is roughly around $700. And then main deck cards, well, they're trying to stabilize. Triple Tactics Talents used to be a little over $400. Now it's a little under $400. Nothing too crazy. Kind of hover. But the market is doing what it's doing. Dogmatic Ecclesia is doing the same thing. Basically, anything main deck has a chance of going down in value. And this is why I'm not a big fan of main deck Starlet Rares. Don't get me wrong. I like them. They're cool looking. And they're beautiful. And I personally want to get all of them. But extra deck Starlet Rares will always hold the best value. It's just how it works with the market. Obviously, once again, the tide is going back, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Players getting ready for Phantom Rage. They're getting ready for Maximum Crisis. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Players might be easy, you know, might want to sell these. So that's why we're seeing some of these cards go down. But when the tide comes back up, the value of these cards are going to spike even higher. Let's also throw it out there that if there's a stimulus, people are going to go into this even harder than they did the first time. And that might be a good chance for you to sell your Starlight Rares if you're looking to get the most amount of value for them before they go back down again with the tide. Up next, guys, once again, like I said, with Rise of the Duelist, I think this is probably the best kind of core set and the best example of what Starlet Rares plus core cards do in the meta. Obviously, none of these are using a tier 1 deck, but a lot of these cards are using tier 1.5 decks, with the exception of Triple Tactics Talents. That's why it's also the most expensive card, secret rare out of the set. But this is just once again another phenomenal example. Lightning Storm's a card that Yu-Gi-Oh! Players do need, but once again, looking at the tide rescending, Lightning Storm Initial Sword, secret rare with a $91 market price, Well, it's roughly around $85. Now, I mean, if you want a first edition version of the card, you're looking to pay, yeah, $92, like actually a couple of dollars for this card. But once again, YGOPaisano are focusing on not Lightning Storm. And if you're looking to buy Lightning Storm, this is a great time to do it. Because let's be honest, it came out of Initial Assault. There's a good chance it's not going to get a reprint anytime soon. With that said, this is a good chance to buy it. And once YGOPaisano realize they need it, this card's not going to be $84 anymore. It's going to go back higher in the market. Another good example is Mystical Space Typhoon, Ultimate Rare, highest rarity version out of Astral Pack 8 as an Ultimate Rare. The value of the card's roughly around $84, and looking at it, it's roughly around $78 right now. Once again, this is what I'm pointing to, guys, because I really want you to understand that when we get so much hype behind Phantom Rage, so much hype behind Maximum Gold, so much hype, everyone's taking their money and getting ready to dump it on there. By the way, that's a horrible idea. Never dump things day one, because you will always lose value. Really rare opportunities in which the cards can go up from the current day one prices, especially even pre-order prices. Just throwing it out there, but people are taking the money and throwing these cards on the market, and these cards are losing value. But they're not gonna stay low in the market forever. MST will hit over $100. We all know this already. This is a non-secular kind of argument. We all can agree that MST is gonna hit that high value. So I don't really understand why people are dumping this, because this card ain't easy to find unless you have a locals that has Astral Pack 8. That's cool, but most don't. Also, Magician's Souls, another card I said keep an eye on, and I'm still saying it because with Ellic coming at Maximum Gold, everyone getting excited to go and get Ellics and buy the overpriced Ellic cards. Even the two spells that are crazy high in the market right now. Magician's Souls, our Legendary Duels Magical Hero with an $86 market price, is down to $83. Don't get me wrong, the card quickly goes back up to $85 to $86, but still, the market is dumping. Keep an eye on this card. If you're looking to play Ellic in any way, shape, or form, this is one of the best cards to play in that deck, and yet somehow YGOPaisano kind of forgot about that. Don't buy it right now. Hold on one second. Let's see the full spoiler list from Maximum Gold. But if this card's not in that full spoiler list, this is the card you're gonna need if you're looking to play Ellic. This is not even like a maybe or kinda. You need this card, 100%. Also, Ghost Spell and Haunted Mansion starting to see play in the OCG. Now, the unlimited versions are relatively cheap. The card holds $11 market price. You can see it roughly around $11 in the market. But if you want a first edition Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion, yeah, it's roughly around almost near $20. This card is getting a reprint in Maximum Gold. This card already has a cheap reprint already in Dual Devastator. But if the original print Secret Rare, and this is why I always emphasize and I always harp on this to you guys, is because the first edition hardest to get original print Secret Rare is gonna have crazy high value. Don't get me wrong, it's gonna tank initially, and it did tank heavily, but then the market's gonna readjust itself. It always does. And this is something I really it's like, if you've been watching my videos for a while, it's a recurring theme, which I say the market always readjusts itself. It always, unless Konami just every set, Ghost Spell, every set, Ghost Spell, every set. You know what we haven't did in a while? Ghost Spell. Unless Konami just reprints the crap of this card, like over and over again, even then, look at Ash Blossom Joy Spring. But for the most part, for a lot of cards, that won't happen. But for hand traps, I guess that might be the difference. Because we've seen that happen with a lot of hand traps, where they get reprinted to Oblivion, and then Konami doesn't reprint any for a while, and then the market just goes, okay, you're being lazy? I'll fix you real quickly. And then boom, the cards like Ghost Bone Haunted Mansion become $20 again. Blink, it's $20. Looking at Infinity Chasers, in fact, I just want to say, with all the reprints, we are seeing, especially in the secondary market like this, we're seeing cards that have been reprinted already, like Witchcrafters and Evil Eye, start slowly going back up in the market. The market is slowly adjusting itself again. And this is a good example of cards that are mid doing that. Obviously, with Witchcrafters and Evil Eye, they are reprinted in the Megatons. The prices tanked heavily for these cards, and they did. They absolutely did tank heavily. But the market is slowly readjusting itself. Once again, if you're not watching these cards, if you're going to eventually later on want a higher rarity version of Evil Eye or Witchcrafters, they're not even going to be at these prices. They're going to be higher because they're harder to get. And if they're harder to get for you, I want a ×3. And that's what's happening with a lot of these cards. Up next, guys, we also have Ash Blossom Joy Spring. Once again, this card's getting a reprint for the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be the 6th reprint of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. How much is common, you say? Sure, $11. How much of the structure deck that common card came in? $10. But we're getting a reprint. Don't worry about it. What's initially going to happen? The value of Ash Blossom Joy Spring will probably be going down. Sure. What happens? Well, let's ask the common version of Ash Blossom. Let's ask the ultra rare version, the super rare version, the second ultra rare, the third ultra rare version, the secret version of Ash Blossom Joy Spring. What happens after the reprint comes out? Oh, they go back up in value because everybody needs 3 of these? Go figure. Listen, I think with the initial release of Astral Joy Spring at a maximum gold will be a great opportunity to go ahead and buy these other versions, which are going to go higher in the market. They're going to go down first, and they will go down, and then they're going to adjust themselves, and then turn around and go back up, right? All these other versions. Then we have Zodiac. So once again, like I said, Zodiac hopefully is going to be getting a reprint in maximum gold. We don't know fully, but if I had to guess, I would expect the Zodiacs to get the reprint, because Thurbay being roughly around $9 to $10, not cool. Choconite's even higher, even crazier. If you want OT Tanky, which is, you don't want OT Tanky. It's like $150 a copy. You got Zodiac Whiptails, Ultima Rares. They're roughly around, what, $40 to $50 a copy. Yeah, you don't want those OTs. I mean, you might, but you're going to be paying a lot of money. And I don't think, once again, with the market how it is, people are going to be wanting to go ahead and do it right now. They're going to wait until this card starts showing any kind of meta relevance, and then they're going to pay the primo dollar. That's basically what's going to happen with a lot of these cards. And with Zodiac Third Blade, you better hope, as well as everybody else, that this gets a reprint. As well as Choconite, especially Choconite, actually, because it only has a one printing at a maximum crisis. So hopefully we see that happening, because if we do not, these cards are going to be insanely expensive, and those who want them will pay the most amount of money, especially when you need to get the new Tri-Brigade stuff, or you want to run alpha in your deck from your new cards on Phantom Rage. What's going to happen to that market? Well, it's going to rise in value. Once again, it depends if these decks show any kind of meta relevance, which I think we're going to agree is going to be happening. Then we're going to talk about Thunder Dragons for a quick second. Listen, I think no time's a better time to start looking and picking up Thunder Dragon Colossus. I said it when it was $30. I said it when it was $46, I believe. It's currently $53. I'm going to say it again. Thunder Dragons will eventually have Colossus come off the balance, at least even to 1. It's not going to do much, and everyone thinks it's going, everyone thinks I'm crazy, everyone thinks whatever. But those people that are saying, V, whatever, blah, 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 they could have easily bought $1 Thunder Dragon Colossus at a Gold Sark, 2019 Gold Sark, or even a Secret Rare, which is definitely going to go up in value. They could have done that, but they rather just talk. And listen, people are going to be talking smack up until they have to buy the cards at primo dollar. And then what happens? They're running around crying, complaining, this is not fair. Oh man, I don't know if I have all the money to buy my Secret Rare or Ultimate Rare Thunder Dragon Colossus. Oh, the Gold Star version is now $10. This is not cool. Hi, I'm Common Sense. You must be new around here. Listen, I think if you want to be ready for these cards, you don't really realistically need to buy Ultimate Rare. I think you should buy or trade for it if you can, but you don't have to. In fact, the Super Rare, Ultra Rare, at a 2019 Ghost Like Megaton is still a great card, and it's only $1. And for that $1, you get insurance that if this card was to ever come off the ban list, you can utilize it. Once again, be ready to read the comments down below when someone goes, V, Colossus can be used in anything, the card's too broken. Look at the meta we're in right now. I'm sorry, you said broken? We have Busalock. We have dragons that can play through like 10 hand traps. We have Infernobles that just make sure you don't have a hand. We have so many broken things in the game, and you're saying Colossus is bad? No. In a world for the bad guys, adding one more to beat the other bad guys, that makes that my good guy. And I think in the case of Thunder Dragon Colossus, is a great card to help mediate the meta, which I think we can all agree is pretty insane right now. And Konami adding more cards out of Phantom Rage only exacerbates the insanity that is the current Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta right now. So I don't understand why the argument against Thunder Dragon Colossus. Oh, well, V, they can splash at any deck by playing that one archetype that nobody even plays. No, they can't. And how you gonna search that archetype out? The Arch Nemesis. How would you search that out? Oh, you just gotta draw it. Okay. Well, let's say you can't draw it because you're not playing that many cards. We'll just add more Arch Nemesis in our deck. All right. We're here to get bricked and get smacked around in the meta. It's not how this works. This is what I'm saying with Thunder Dragon Colossus. I always had this argument with like certain cards, like Thunder Dragon Colossus, Maxi, Venice Emptis. We used to have it Harvey Feluster. I don't think we have that argument anymore. Call me crazy. But there's a lot of cards in this game that are currently on the ban stack. It's going to be coming off the bans. It's inevitable. It's how the game works. And the only thing I'm trying to say is just be ready for when that does happen. Instead of sitting there arguing, which is a lot easier for the lazy, it's a lot harder to go out and get your Ultimate Rare Colossus or Secret Rare or Ultra Rare out of that Megaton, that dollar card. It's a lot harder to do that because once again, the lazy way is the easier way. The harder way is the way that grants Yu-Gi-Oh players the ability to whenever these cards come off the ban list, sell these cards. Because I'll tell you right now, I own a lot of the Dragon Colossus Ultimate Rare. It's inevitable when it comes to the ban list. I only need to keep one. I think I'll only come to one. What do you think I'm gonna do with the rest of my copies? What do you think I did with my Harvey Featherster copies? I took a picture on Instagram months ago. I only have like 1 or 2 copies of those. What happened to the rest of them? That's how the market works, paisanos. Make sure to go in and grab at the right time. Make sure to go in and sell at the right time. The market's always moving, it's always breathing. And anybody who disrespects the market gets disrespected by the market. Anyway, paisanos, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. It's your boy V, and you paisanos, You guys also have a great day.